It is an issue that needs to be dealt in a serious manner. An issue that cannot be just taken in a very casual manner and just shown to children through a cartoon at Disney film. What we believe is that proper education needs to be given to children through a proper, unbiased platform, through an education-based program. In a program where the people who will be showing the message is the government through an education system and not a private enterprise, which may have some hidden message. But ladies and gentlemen, what we have today is a very an unaware proposition, in where they believe that by showing a gay protagonist in a Disney film, what will happen is it will change social opinion. Why? Because many people will be apparently watching it. What we in this side of the house believe is that this is practically not the case. Because what we see, no thank you. Because what we see is that in reality, such films will be boycotted. Will be boycotted due to two reasons. One, because parents will feel isolated. Parents will feel that it is this private enterprise trying to teach their children values and therefore trying to take over their role. And number two, because of that immense religious sensitivity. No, thank you, sir. What we have noticed in the example, say the example of the film Water by P1000HKSDC, in which resulted in massive social backlash by the Indian right-wing party, the SIS. In India, one of the more liberal countries among the Muslim and Hindu communities. Let's look at other Islamic countries where, let's look at Pakistan, let's look at Iran, let's look at Afghanistan and the UAE. If a liberal, secular country like India could have such social backlash, imagine what would happen to these countries. Now, basically, ladies and gentlemen, this falls into my substantive case. Because what we in this side of the house believe is that Disney's main responsibility is to make profit. Because it is a private enterprise. Disney has no obligation to send some sort of heroic message. While we fully endorse gay rights, what we believe, as previously stated by my first speaker, is that it needs a proper, serious platform. Yes, sir?
People talking about this idea of Disney's obligation. Well, my first speaker already told you that Disney has already achieved this obligation by using
Okay. Well, basically what we see is the examples you gave were of feminism and the other one of child hardships faced by some members of society. What we see is these are not controversial aspects at all. These are issues which have been highly embraced by human society. Even the Islamic world embraces feminine ideals. For God's sake, you had Benazir Bhutto, a female becoming Prime Minister of Pakistan. Clearly, feminism is not as controversial of an issue as gay rights. No, thank you, sir. Now, if you were to basically see what Disney has a duty of, Disney has a duty of making sure it gets profit. Disney has a duty to ensure that its shareholders' trust is taken care of. And by creating such a controversial film, what Disney would be doing is alienating much of its audience, and therefore, again, not fulfilling the goals which the side proposition would have you believe. The side proposition would have you believe that everyone will watch this film and they would just change their opinion. But frankly, this will not happen. Why? Because of the immense religious insensitivities, as well as parental isolation which will occur, which parents might feel, and therefore children will not be able to watch this film, and therefore will not achieve the goal which is saying. No, thank you, sir. Furthermore, what we see is that there have been numerous cases. There's been numerous cases where Disney has, where other film companies have tried to portray such similar messages. They have, for example, for example, Deepa Mehta's Water, as well as Fire and Earth, in where she tried to propagate social values such as gay rights, as well as feminine rights, and plus sport. But what we saw was immense violent backlashes. And it is because of these violent backlashes, we believe that the aims which you claim this policy will bring will not actually work. Yes.
When you talk about how this will trivialize the issue, but how is this mutually exclusive to other platforms of normalizing the perception? Our burden of proof is not to show you why this policy is already meant to do.
The way we believe that this will trivialize the issue is because the very nature of Disney is to take the extreme example. It will always choose the most prettiest looking princess and the most handsomest looking prince who will always get together and have a nice happy ending. What we basically see is in a Disney film where there's a clear gay protagonist, for that to occur, for them to actually clearly distinguish this as a gay character, they must, by its nature, include the most gayest and most extremist of all examples of a gay person. Not that this is bad or anyways, but basically what it will do is it will show most extreme values and therefore not currently will restrict takes, which are in. Because what we see in this harvest debate is the children's youth will be exploited because they will be shown an extreme view. So basically to conclude my point, what we believe is that A, this is wrong to manipulate the children's youth. Number two, Disney would use the most extreme examples and do not really benefit the gay community. And three, what is the role of Disney? Disney is a private venture. It is not the government. It is not a non-profit organization. It is a profit-making company. Its main goal is profit. This will not help Disney.